Hey guys, what's up? This is Abla and I got another tutorial for you guys today, and it's on a typography. So I'm going to quickly show you a example and then we'll get straight to it. Hopefully that opens up. There you go. I'm just going to drag it to the right part. So this is from my episode 2 and it's just a little bit of text at the end to match the song. So I'll play it for you guys now.
It takes more than a crown to make a man be a king.
So as you saw here, the text has come in on time with the music to replicate the guy's words. And I've also added in images here to represent words. So I'm going to hop into After Effects. I've already got a project open and I've already imported my music and my clip. So I've got my music here, and the easiest way to work out where the speech is basically to double tap L on the keyboard when selecting the layer, and that brings up the waveform. And because I know the song, I know there's a text here, so I'm going to shorten my clip to here, and then I'm going to RAM preview it to get the audio, which is the little button up here.
What is it that we want?
And the chappie says, "What is it that we want?" So if I zoom in now, you can see there's 5 little blodges, and that's the beginning of each word. So that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a marker on each of the words, so I know where to line up. So I've put my my cursor bit on where I want my first word to come in, and then I'm gonna hit. If you have a Windows keyboard with the num lock to the right, there'll be a star key above your numbers, and you're going to want to hit that. Or if you're like me and have a Mac, you're going to want to press Control and star, and that adds your little marker here. You're then going to want to come along. I want my second word to come in then, so I'm going to make another marker, and then I'm going to come along again and I'll make another marker here. I'm going to keep going for all the words, so another marker there. And he says, what in order, what is it that we and want will be here? So that is my text marked, and then I can then close the waveform part. So I've only got this. I know that is where my text shall be. Then I'm going to drag on my clip over the top for a background. Try to ignore the clip because it actually doesn't mean anything. It's just so you have something to look at, I suppose, in the background. So start off with the first word. I'm going to want to add a text layer. So you're going to come up here to Layer, come down to New, and then you're going to click on Text. And that's added in a text layer. Now don't click anything, because that will take you off your text layer and it just becomes a bit awkward. So I'm just going to type in straight away. I know the first word is what, so I'm going to type in what. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to choose my actual selection tool, and then so I go back to that, and then that has put me back with my selection tool. I'm then going to come to where I want the text to start, because you don't want the text before that, because if you can see, it adds a layer all the way across your composition. So I'm going to have my text starting here, which is about 10 frames back of where my actual voiceover starts. So I'm going to bring my little cursor pointer to where I want my text to be, and I'm going to press Control or Command Shift and D, and then that splits the clip. And I'm going to delete the layer which I don't want. So now I've only got from where I want, and I've got the what. So I'm going to want to animate, and I'm going to do a similar animation to the example I showed you. So I'm going to want to start my text. I'm going to want to position it originally where I want it to finish. So you sort of work backwards in this. So I know that I want my text to come in the top right. So I'm just going to drag it up there, and that's my position I want it to finish in for the first word. I'm then going to click. Obviously you don't have to do that, you can be as imaginative as you want to. You can have it popping up in the right corner, dragging to the left corner, or you can add an effect to it, so like maybe shatters in or some whatever you feel. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna be plain and simple and show you how to change position. So I brought my text up to where I want it. I'm then gonna select the layer. I'm then gonna press P, and that brings up my position underneath, and then I'm gonna hit the stopwatch to mark my position. So that position is now marked. I'm then going to come across to when I want to start bringing in my text, which is here. And then what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to drag the clip along so you can still see it. I'm going to, because I've selected my layer, I'm going to hit this little key, add or remove keyframe. And I'm going to hit it and it adds a keyframe for me. And then I'm going to come to these numbers, because these numbers, you can affect only one of them. And then that means it will move in a straight line. If you don't want it to move in a straight line, you can drag it all about, so you can drag it over here and whatever, but because I want to be accurate with my text, I'm going to quickly undo that, with Control Z. I'm going to undo that, and I want to make mine accurate. I want to make it straight and sort of simple, so I'm going to use these numbers, and you go click it and drag it across from either way you want, so just like you are scrolling up and down or across a page. So I'm going to click the X one, and I'm going to drag it. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to pull it over to the left. So that is now, if I quickly move my little cursor across, you can see it just slides in like that. Very simple. And I'll just RAM preview it.
What is it that...
So obviously you can see there's only one word there so at the moment, so you can see it just slides in. So now I've got that, I'm then going to want to add in another text layer. But to save time and to keep it in the same place, so it's sort of everything's in order, I'm going to select my layer and I'm just going to press Control C or Command C and Command or Control V. And that copy and paste you a new layer. You're then going to want to select that layer and press P again, so you have the position markers up, and I'm going to want to also delete this first keyframe here. And then that just leaves me the original, so it's deleted all the movement and only the actual one moves. I'm then going to want to come across to where I've added in the keyframe for it to start, and I'm going to want to drag the keyframe which holds the position. I'm going to want to drag it and leave it there. I'm then going to want to come 10 seconds back of that, so here, and I'm going to want to decide how my text is going to come in. So I'm going to bring it from above and then bump it down. So I'm going to come here to the Y, and I'm going to move it upwards so it's out of the shot. And that's also added a keyframe, and you can see it comes down. But it's not actually the right text at the moment, so I'm just going to double click on my text, and I'm just going to change it to what is it. So it's is, obviously. And then just click away, and then reselect this selection tool. So now you see it says what comes in, and then the is comes down. Obviously, I'm going to want to move the what out of the way. So to do that, I'm just going to come down, I'm going to line up my keyframe, and then I'm going to click on this keyframe here, which is the position of the what. I'm going to press Control C and then Control V. So I've pasted its position at the start of the next one, and then I'm going to move it in sync with the is. So I'm going to come along to where it finishes, and then I'm going to change it and move it down. So I'm going to come to where the Y coordinate is, and I'm going to move it down to there. So that's created another keyframe. As you can see, it then gets bumped down. So you can keep on doing this and adding in words, and you just have to basically consider all the layers of text you have. So if I was to bump another one down, I'd then have to keyframe both of these and move both of these down at the same time as the other one was moving down. So everything has to be in sync with each other, otherwise it overlaps. So that will overlap, which will be not what we want. I'm then going to show you quickly how to do this to an image. So as far as positioning goes, I'm going to keep it the same, but quickly I'll find an image. That won't take too long. I'm going to use this alien head. So I'm going to drag it into my project, and I'm going to want to say this said alien here. You just got to imagine it now. So say it said alien here. I'm going to want to drag it onto my timeline, and it's going to create a big long line. I don't want that. So I'm going to go 10 frames back again, which is about there. I'm going to press Control, Shift and D. So I cut the clip, and then it's just got my alien head. And obviously you want to mask around this alien head to get rid of it. So so you only have what you want in the clip. So I'm just going to come up here to the little pen tool. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to quickly, this will be very rough. You're going to want to spend a lot more time than I'm spending right now doing it, because you'll see, oh god, that's terrible. You'll see afterwards that you then connect it up at the end. But obviously that looks horrendous because it's all jaggedy and horrible. So you can spend a lot more time, and you can zoom in, and you can make sure it's perfect. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then, so I'm going to line up my marker. Just imagine it says alien. And likewise with the text, I'm just going to press P, and I'm going to just mark it there. So I want to come in there, and then I might want it to fly in from the right. So I'm going to go 10 frames back, and then I'm just going to drag it, obviously, like that. And just drag it off the screen. And then you can see it just drags on. So it's very simple. It's all about keyframing this with position. So it's very time consuming, but I hope this helps, because this is the basis, and then you just got to apply this to every single component you add in into your typography. So I hope this helps you out, guys, and you can see the terrible alien very boringly just moves in from the right. But if you do this well and on time, it can give a very nice effect. So let's help you out, guys. This has been Abla, and I'll see you guys later.